Activate Satori Mode, the little-known Zen technique for instant clarity and deep presence. Feel this. The racing mind, the relentless echo of thoughts colliding with each other, the pursuit of a peace that always seems just one step away. Have you ever wondered if there's a key, an inner switch capable of silencing that noise and revealing crystal-clear clarity? This isn't about some long, complex meditation or esoteric rituals. It's something more direct, more visceral. A state that, once activated, transforms the way you perceive the world, how you interact with it, and, above all, how you feel within yourself. A moment when the duality between observer and observed dissolves, leaving only the vastness of pure presence. Imagine for a moment a blank canvas. The instant you close your eyes, your mind starts filling it with vibrant colors, complex shapes, and a kaleidoscope of memories, worries, and future plans. But what if you could simply observe that canvas without the need to paint on it? Just the canvas itself, without judgment, without the urge to interfere. Only the vastness of silence. Most of us live with the brush in our hands, painting compulsively, unaware that the true masterpiece is the canvas itself. This is the essence of what we're about to explore. A technique so elegantly simple that many overlook it, chasing complicated solutions for problems that are, at their core, nothing more than manifestations of a restless mind. What we'll do together here is dive into a wisdom that isn't new, but has been obscured by the rush of modern life. A wisdom that invites us to pause, to feel, and to simply be. I'm not here to teach you to meditate, or to practice yoga, but to help you find a portal to inner peace that already exists within you, waiting to be activated. A state known in Zen as Satori, the peak of contemplative experience. But for most, that word is just a distant concept. What if I told you there's a method not only to glimpse it, but to activate it as an operating mode in your daily life? A technique that, with just a few seconds of intention, can cut through the cycle of thoughts and bring you into the now. It's not magic, it's science. It's the meeting point between ancient Eastern wisdom and modern neuroscience, which proves the power of focused attention on strategic points to reconfigure the brain. From this moment on, the words you hear are not just information, they're an invitation. A map to a treasure you already possess. Allow this voice to guide your attention. Let curiosity be your compass. And prepare to discover a space of clarity and power you've always felt was there, but never knew how to access. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to Axiom Sage, where timeless Eastern wisdom meets your mind. Stop. Take a deep breath right now. Notice the air entering, the coolness, the lightness of the oxygen. Notice, with the same clarity, the air leaving, carrying away the weight of the moment before. This simple act of breathing, which your body performs without your permission, is the anchor that connects us to the present. But how many of us actually feel it, truly? How many are trapped in an endless stream of thoughts about what has already been or what is yet to come? You are here, reading these words. Your body is in this place, in this chair. But where's your mind? The real journey we're starting now is not toward a distant destination, but toward this exact point in time, this exact space. It is the journey of coming home, to yourself. In this moment, I invite you to release the need to understand, to analyze, to judge. Let go of the urgency for an immediate result. We are planting a seed. What matters is not seeing the flower now, but feeling the soil, the moisture, the silent promise of life that is yet to come. Satori, that explosion of clarity, is not something you force. It's something you allow. And permission begins with surrender. Surrender to curiosity, to the possibility that your worldview is about to expand in a way you never imagined. So, take another deep breath. Allow yourself to be here, now, completely. On this channel, Axiom Sage, we don't just offer content, we offer a catalyst. An opportunity for you to reconnect with the wisdom that already exists within you. A wisdom the East understood deeply, and that we can now reinterpret for our modern reality with the help of modern tools. Life is a river of experiences, and most of us try to swim against the current, exhausting ourselves in a never-ending struggle. What you will learn here is how to surrender to the flow, how to use the current to your advantage so you reach your destination with greater ease and purpose. Ancient wisdom teaches that the mind, when untrained, is like a monkey leaping from branch to branch without rest. It dominates us, sabotages us, makes us believe in stories that aren't real. Modern neuroscience only confirms this, showing how negative thought patterns create and reinforce neural circuits that trap us in cycles of anxiety and dissatisfaction. But what if there were a way to tame that monkey? A way to offer it a single point of focus, an object of contemplation so powerful that it simply stops jumping? The technique we're going to explore, the Satori Mode, is exactly that. It's a subtle yet profoundly effective training that reconnects your mind to the source of peace already within you. It's not about emptying the mind, but about filling it with something so present, so real, that there is no room for noise. It's a state of pure awareness, where your perception of reality becomes so sharp that each moment reveals itself in all its beauty. Let yourself be guided by this promise, this hope. What you are about to discover could be the first step toward the transformation you've been seeking for a very long time. Welcome to Axiom Sage. The portal where the timeless wisdom of the East meets your personal journey of transformation. If you're seeking more than just answers, if you yearn for a new way of seeing the world, a new way of being, you're in the right place. In this space, every video is a journey, and every word is an invitation for you to awaken your own potential. This isn't a journey to follow blindly, but a guided exploration where you are the protagonist. The wisdom we're about to unveil isn't something to be memorized, but to be lived. And with every step we take, you'll discover that the deepest knowledge already resides within you, just waiting for a chance to be accessed. There comes a moment when the mind, weary of its own chatter, seeks refuge. This refuge isn't a physical place, but an internal state, a sanctuary of silence that we can build. It's what we call, in Zen philosophy, the fertile void. It's not the absence of everything, but the absence of unnecessary noise. Neuroscience shows us that when we calm the mind, the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for attention and decision-making, lights up. It's as if the smoke of scattered thoughts dissipates, revealing the clarity of the landscape that was there all along. This clarity, this presence, is what Satori Mode activates. Imagine your brain as a vast library. Most of us have books scattered on the floor, pages turned, with chaos reigning. Satori Mode isn't about burning the books, but about organizing them on the shelves, so you know exactly where to find what you need, when you need it. And, more importantly, it's about recognizing that the entire library is yours, and you hold the key to it. The technique we are about to unveil is that key. It gives you the power to tidy up your mental house, to bring order to the chaos, and to, finally, sit at the center of your own being. That's why I invite you to get comfortable, to allow yourself to absorb every word that follows. Not just with your logical mind, but with the totality of your being. Allow this voice to guide your perception inward, to the silent space that exists between each of your thoughts. This is the playground of Satori, where the magic happens. The instant clarity you seek isn't in a distant place, but in a simple shift of focus you are about to make. Now, close your eyes for just a second. Just one. Just to feel the soft darkness. And while your eyes are closed, I want you to mentally prepare yourself. Not for a battle, but for a discovery. We are approaching the core of the matter, the turning point, the secret that Zen has protected for centuries, not for exclusivity, but for its delicate simplicity. What we are about to unveil isn't a philosophy to be debated, but a tool to be used. It is the alchemy of your attention. Neuroscience shows us that the brain has a natural tendency to seek patterns, to predict the future, and to cling to the past. This is the function of our autopilot, which helps us survive. But in a world of information overload, this same autopilot overwhelms us, keeps us trapped in cycles of anxiety, and prevents us from living in the present moment. The Satori Mode technique is like an instruction manual to turn off this autopilot for a few seconds, so you can take full control, rewrite neural pathways, and, finally, steer your own course with intention. So, welcome curiosity. Not curiosity as doubt, but as an energy that propels you forward. What you are about to learn is a shortcut, a fast lane to clarity. It's not a shortcut to ignore life's problems, but to face them with a calmer mind and a stronger spirit. This technique is like water that settles after a storm. It didn't remove what was on the surface, but the clarity of what's beneath can now be seen. The same clarity resides in you. What is Satori, after all? It's not a state of mystical ecstasy, but a moment of pure enlightenment, where you see reality without the filters of the ego. It's the realization that the mind that seeks Satori is the same mind that already contains it. This is the great irony, the great wisdom. And the technique we will explore is the portal to that realization. Prepare yourself for a moment of silence, of pause, that will be more powerful than 1,000 words. The journey is about to reach a new level, and you are the only one who can take the next step. Here it is. The moment. The promise of instant clarity. I'm not going to ask you to meditate for 20 minutes. I'm not going to give you a complex mantra to recite. I'm going to give you a simple instruction, a command you can use anytime, anywhere, to rewire your mind and enter Satori mode. The focal point of your journey isn't the outside world, but the tip of your nose. It sounds too simple, I know. But it's in this simplicity that the power lies. Zen wisdom teaches us to find the infinite in the minuscule. Neuroscience explains why focusing your attention on a neutral physical point, like the tip of your nose, activates the prefrontal cortex, silencing the mind's default circuit that generates anxiety. It's a neurological hack, a subtle maneuver to realign your energy. What you should do is, at any moment you feel lost in thought, anxious, or simply seeking a moment of peace, direct all your attention to the tip of your nose. Not to see the tip of your nose, but to feel the sensation of the air flowing in and out. Feel the subtle warmth, the gentle movement of the skin. Feel the totality of your perception concentrate on this single point, in this instant. When your mind tries to wander, and it will, gently but firmly, bring it back to the tip of your nose. It's like a silent, but powerful, guard dog that you activate to protect your inner sanctuary. This technique, when practiced repeatedly, reprograms your brain. You are training your mind to obey, to find stillness in the midst of chaos, to switch off the autopilot and enter a state of pure presence. It is an act of power. It's not an escape from reality. but a deep dive into it, where your perception is no longer clouded by scattered thoughts. The key is not to try to empty the mind, but to fill it with something so present that the noise simply finds no room. And the sensation of your own breath on the tip of your nose is the most present of all gifts. This is the portal. This is your key. And now, you have the power to activate it whenever you want. Satori is no longer a distant concept, but a state you can access at any moment. Now that you have the key, the portal is before you. But the journey doesn't end here. In fact, it has only just begun. What you're discovering is that your ability to focus is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it atrophies. If you train it with intention, it becomes a powerful force. By directing your attention to the tip of your nose, you're not just calming yourself down, you're building new neural pathways, strengthening the connection between mind and body, between your inner world and the outer world. Satori Mode is your new superpower, a tool to face the chaos of modern life. Imagine the next time you're in a stressful meeting, feeling anxiety approach. Instead of getting lost in the whirlwind of thoughts, you have the power, for an instant, to focus on the sensation of your breath. This simple act of redirecting your attention breaks the cycle of anxiety. Your nervous system, which was on high alert, receives a clear signal that everything is okay, and your body and mind calm down. It is the perfect union of ancient wisdom and modern neuroscience. This technique is the manifestation of energetic spirituality. You aren't doing anything, you are directing your energy, your consciousness, to the point of origin, to the here and now. It is meditation in its purest, most accessible form. You are becoming the master of your own internal universe. And that is the promise of Axiom Sage. Not just insights, but practical tools you can use to transform your reality. If this worldview, this possibility of having more clarity, more presence, more power over yourself resonates with you, I invite you to join this journey. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapters of this exploration. Hit the bell so that, with every new video, you're reminded that there is a new way to see and live the world. This is not a journey to be traveled alone, but one to be shared with those who also seek wisdom. The Satori Mode technique is more than a simple mental trick, it is a bridge to the best parts of you. The clarity you access by focusing your attention on the tip of your nose extends to all other aspects of your life. Suddenly, decisions that once seemed difficult become intuitive. The inner dialogue that used to sabotage you loses its power. You begin to see life with the purity of a newborn, but with the wisdom of someone who has lived. The world hasn't changed, but your perception of it has been transformed. It's the difference between looking at a landscape through a foggy window and wiping it clean. The landscape was always there, in all its beauty. Only your view was compromised. Satori wipes the window clean. And the most beautiful thing of all is that this clarity is not a privilege of monks or gurus. It is a birthright, a capacity that already resides within you, waiting to be claimed. What we have done so far is give you the tools to clean the window of your perception, so you can see reality as it truly is, a continuous miracle. This is the essence of the Eastern wisdom that Axiom Sage sets out to unveil. Not to make you a different person, but to help you find the person you've always been, hidden under layers of unnecessary thoughts and worries. The clarity of Satori Mode allows you to make decisions that are more aligned with your true self, not with fear or anxiety. It allows you to live in the flow of life, instead of fighting against it. What we've just done together was the first step. Activating Satori Mode is like learning to play a new musical instrument. At first, You have to focus on each note. But with practice, the music flows naturally. From now on, your task is to practice. Use this technique to silence the noise and find peace. Each time you do this, you will be closer to living in a state of continuous Satori, where clarity and presence are your new reality. What I've given you is more than a technique, it was a map. A map to your own self. Satori Mode is not just about instant clarity, but about building a new foundation for your mind. The neuroscience of attention shows us that the brain has the ability to reorganize, to create new synapses. And each time you gently bring your attention back to the tip of your nose, you are literally restructuring your brain, making it stronger, more focused, and calmer. It is living proof that the ancestral wisdom of the East and modern science are two sides of the same coin. One speaks of the experience, the other, of the mechanism. Both point to the same fact: the power of your attention is the most powerful tool you possess. Anxiety is the energy of your attention projected onto an uncertain future. Depression is the energy of your attention trapped in a past that no longer exists. Peace, presence, Satori, is the energy of your attention focused on the only real moment, the now. From now on, no longer feel like a hostage to your thoughts. You are the observer, the gardener of your own mental garden. And the Satori technique is your tool to remove the weeds, to cultivate clarity and peace. It is not a state of denial, but of full acceptance. You are not running away from the chaos, you are becoming the calm center of it. This is our purpose here at Axiom Sage, to be the lighthouse that illuminates the way, but that invites you to be your own captain. If you felt the power of these words, if the truth of this wisdom resonated within you, subscribe to the channel. Join the community of seekers who are not content with superficial answers, but who dive deep into the experience of life. Hit the bell so that each new video is a new step on this transformative journey. Your mind is a universe. It's time for you to explore it. At this point, you already have the tool, you understand why it works, and you've felt its first spark. What we're going to do now is go deeper. Not into a complex philosophy, but into daily practice, into your real life. Satori Mode isn't a refuge you run to, but armor you wear. It protects you not from the dangers of the world, but from the dangers of your own mind. And this protection extends to every area of your life, from the way you communicate with others to the way you make your most important decisions. What happens when you activate Satori Mode? Your brain enters a state of coherence. The neuroscience of meditation and mindfulness shows that brainwaves, which are normally chaotic and scattered, begin to synchronize. It's as if the orchestra of your mind, once out of tune, begins to play in perfect harmony. This coherence not only calms you down, but makes you smarter, more creative, and more present. The solutions to your problems don't come from frantic searching, but from the calm clarity that emerges when you allow yourself to be silent. And it is in this silence that energetic spirituality is revealed. The energy of the universe isn't something you need to seek, it's something you are. But to feel it, to connect with it, you need to remove the barriers of mental noise. Satori is the portal to that connection. It's the moment when duality dissolves, and you realize that the force that moves the stars is the same one that pulses within you. What we are building here is a new way of living, a new way of being. It's not a religion, but a technology of being, an ancestral wisdom validated by science. And your journey to master it begins with every moment you choose to bring your attention back to the tip of your nose. With every breath, you become stronger. With every focus, you become freer. Deepening the technique, let's go to the next level. It's not about complicating it, but about making it more subtle. Satori Mode is not just about focusing on the tip of the nose, but about the quality of that focus. The key to going deeper is intention. Your intention shouldn't be to do something, but to be with the sensation. Don't force clarity, invite it. And this intention, which seems like just a word, is actually the energy that directs your consciousness. Energetic spirituality teaches us that intention is the language of the universe. Neuroscience shows us that intention activates areas of the brain associated with concentration and self-regulation. What we're doing here is aligning these two forces. When you focus on the tip of your nose with the intention of being present, you are sending a clear signal to your body and mind. I choose the now. And that choice is the source of your power. But let's go further. Satori is not a static state. It is a dynamic perception. It is the ability to maintain this clarity and presence even when life's challenges arise. That's why I invite you to practice this technique in moments of turbulence. The next time you feel irritated with traffic, the next time frustration shows up at work, use that moment as a reminder to activate your Satori mode. Not as an escape from the irritation, but as a way to observe it without becoming it. This is true mastery. The ability to be the eye of the hurricane, the calm center that observes the storm without being swept away by it. It is proof that your peace does not depend on external circumstances, but on your internal control. What you are learning here is not just how to find peace, but how to be peace in any situation. And that is the true transformation, the maximum impact that Satori can have on your life. What you're learning here goes beyond a simple focusing technique. It's the discovery that you have the ability to be the creator of your own internal reality. Satori Mode is your tool for building an unshakable sanctuary within yourself. Neuroscience shows us that the brain has something called plasticity, which is the ability to change and adapt. Every time you choose to focus your attention, you are literally molding your brain for peace, clarity, and presence. This is the part that most people miss: consistency. The technique is simple, but the habit is the key. Don't wait for a crisis to activate Satori. Use it in moments of calm. Use it while you're waiting in line at the supermarket, while you're having your morning coffee. The more you practice it when you don't need to, the more powerful it becomes when you need it most. Energetic spirituality reminds us that everything is energy. Your thoughts are energy. Your attention is energy. By focusing your attention, you are directing your energy to what is real and present. You are realigning with the frequency of the universe, which is one of pure presence and potential. That's why, when you activate Satori, creativity flows, intuition sharpens, and you feel more connected to everything around you. This is the second best content you could find today. The first, of course, is your own experience with the technique. Believe me, the feeling of being completely present in a moment of chaos is incomparable. It's proof that your power is within you, not in external circumstances. Satori is not a mystical state, it's a state of power. And now, it's within your reach. Now let's integrate all of this. Satori Mode is not just a button you press to have a moment of peace, it's a lifestyle, a new lens through which you see reality. It combines ancestral wisdom, neuroscience, and your own intuition to create an unparalleled internal guidance system. The point of focus on the tip of the nose is the trigger, but what it unleashes is a cascade of benefits that manifest in every aspect of your existence. Your ability to concentrate increases dramatically, allowing you to dive into complex tasks with an efficiency that once seemed unattainable. Your intuition sharpens, because the voice of your inner self is no longer muffled by the mind's noise. And, perhaps most importantly of all, your connection with others becomes deeper and more genuine, because you are truly present in your interactions, listening with the totality of your being. This technique is one of the foundational elements of a fulfilled life. It's the anchor that keeps you steady in the midst of storms. And the beauty of it is that it's completely yours. No one can take it from you. The power to activate instant clarity and peace is always just one thought away. And that thought is your intention to focus. What Zen teaches us, and neuroscience confirms, is that happiness is not in a distant place you need to reach. It's in your ability to inhabit the now, completely. And Satori is the tool that gives you that ability. It's proof that the greatest journey of your life is not outward, but inward. And it's a journey you can take with every breath, in every moment. We are reaching the turning point, the fusion of everything that has been said. The Satori technique is not just about focus, but about the maximum impact that focus has on your life. Imagine your mind is a lake. Most of us live with the surface agitated, with waves of thoughts and worries that prevent us from seeing what is at the bottom. Satori is the tool that calms the surface of the lake, revealing the clarity and depth that were always there. And it is this clarity that has the power to change everything. From this state of deep presence, your decisions are no longer made from fear or reactivity, but from a place of calm and wisdom. Your communication becomes more intentional and less impulsive. Your creativity, once suffocated by noise, flourishes in all its beauty. Satori doesn't make you a different person. It helps you become the person you were always meant to be. This is the climax of our journey. The moment you realize that the search for peace is not an external journey, but an internal dive. And the tool for that dive is so simple you may have ignored it your entire life. The tip of your nose. The sensation of your own breath. The present. With every moment you choose to activate Satori Mode, you are reclaiming your power, your presence, and your right to live a life of clarity and purpose. What Zen teaches us, and what the science of meditation proves to us, is that transformation is not an event, it is a series of small acts of intention. And each time you gently bring your attention to the now, you are practicing the greatest act of self-love there is, giving yourself the gift of your own presence. We've reached the final point of our exploration, but not the end of your journey. Satori Mode is the synthesis of everything we seek: peace, clarity, and presence. It is proof that spirituality is not something separate from daily life, but the deepest way of living it. Neuroscience is not an enemy of intuition, but its most faithful ally, validating the wisdom that humanity has discovered through experience. What you have now is not just intellectual knowledge, but a transformative tool. A method that unites the ancient wisdom of Zen with modern science to give you a power that resides within you all the time, the power to choose your internal reality, regardless of what happens outside. With every focused breath, with every instant of presence, you are becoming the architect of your own peace. Life will continue to present challenges, the mind will continue to chatter, but now you have the ability to choose how to respond. You can get lost in the chaos or you can become the calm center of it. The choice is yours. And Satori is your tool to make that choice consciously. This is the summary and the conclusion of our content. Not as a final word, but as a preparation for your new beginning. From now on, whenever you feel lost, whenever anxiety hits, remember, the tip of your nose is your portal. Your breath is your anchor, and the now is your home. What you're about to do is more than just finish a video. It's the start of a new chapter in your life. The Satori Mode journey doesn't end here. It transforms into a habit. With every breath you consciously bring to the tip of your nose, you're not just practicing a technique, you're reaffirming your choice to live with clarity, presence, and peace. This is the real transformation, the impact that extends from the inside out, touching every aspect of your existence. I invite you now to carry this wisdom with you. Not as a theory, but as a daily practice. Remember that Satori is not a distant destination, but a conscious choice in every moment. The energetic spirituality that moves the universe isn't outside of you, it's pulsing in your very breath. The neuroscience that validates this technique gives you the confidence that you're not just dreaming of peace, you're building it in every synapse of your brain. From now on, your mind is yours. Your focus is your tool. And your present is your gift. The greatest freedom isn't having what you want, but being able to want what you have. And Satori is the key to that freedom. If what you've heard here resonated on a deep level, if the promise of a clearer mind and a more present spirit inspires you, then don't let this energy dissipate. Join our community of seekers. Subscribe to Axiom Sage. Hit the bell so that, with every new video, you're reminded that the timeless wisdom of the East is your compass for a more fulfilled life. We've reached the final point, the close of our journey. But this isn't a goodbye, it's a new beginning for you. What was shared here wasn't just a script, but a portal to a new way of being. Satori Mode is your tool, your superpower, your innate ability to find peace in chaos and clarity in confusion. The maximum impact of this journey isn't in the words you've heard, but in the action you will take from now on. Each conscious breath, each moment of focus on the tip of your nose, is a step toward a life of purpose, calm, and power. This isn't a journey to be traveled alone, but to be shared. The Axiom Sage community is here to support you every step of the way. The timeless wisdom of the East isn't a concept, it's a lived experience. And your experience begins now. The final impact I want to leave with you is this: the happiness and peace you seek are not in a distant place. They are in you, waiting to be discovered. And the Satori technique is the key that opens that door. Thank you for joining us on this journey. And now, the final invitation. Not just to subscribe, but to commit. Commit to using this technique. Commit to living with more presence. And commit to sharing this wisdom with those you love. The journey continues. Welcome to your new reality. Welcome to Axiom Sage.